Welcome to A Better Life. I'm your host, Hank Hennigan, and I'm pleasure to have on our show today Mr. J. Christopher Johnson. Hey, Jay, how you doing, brother?
I'm amazing, Hank. How are you?
Oh, man, look, I appreciate you being here. I love your logo back there behind you.
Oh, thank you. You know, we have to keep up Louisiana in all things.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I was in the billboard business and my whole business life, and your logo, your name, and all that who, what, and where is all very important in advertising. So I like that. That's behind you there, brother.
Thank you.
Jay, tell us a little about yourself. Where you from? You grew up. Your education, family, whatever you want to say.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I'm J. Christopher Johnson. I'm born and raised on the West Bank of New Orleans. Graduated from Helen Cox High School. I then attended Dillard University, where I obtained my Bachelor's of Arts in Political Science currently. I currently serve as an admissions counselor here, so it's very imperative that we are promoting higher education as well. But nonetheless, I come from a service-oriented background. My grandmother, may she rest in paradise, she was a licensed clinical social worker. My mother right now, she houses the unhoused population through a corporation currently. And so giving back to the people and working on behalf of the people has always been priority for me. That I'm also the founder and executive director of Mobilizing Millennials, which is a nonprofit organization based out of New Orleans, and it's an organization. And our purpose is to recover the fabric of true American democracy while promoting social equity and economic mobility. And so while it just started as an initiative, there was definitely a call to make sure that we are doing what we can do to make the changes needed for the people of today. And so we went just a little bit further with it and said that we're going to file the paperwork and conceptualize some things so we can advocate our best on behalf of the people. Aside from that, I sit on boards of a couple of nonprofits, and I also sit on a couple of advisory boards for Tulane University School of Public Health and Tropical Medicine. One is dealing with an HIV preventative drug, and the other one is the Skin Your Enemy coronavirus campaign that seeks to debunk the miseducation behind vaccinations, especially as it pertains to Black and Brown communities. But I'm a first person, and I am excited to be in this race.
Yes. Well, Jay, I appreciate hearing all of the boards and commissions you sit on, everything, and I've been involved in that here in Baton Rouge my whole life, sitting and just helping the people that need help. I was on the Mortgage Finance Authority for 16 years and helped create mortgages for first-time home buyers, and that was so life-changing to me to help see people buy their first home. But Jay, District 2, your congressional District 2, which you're a candidate for, it runs from the upper New Orleans area, up the Mississippi River, the parishes there, all the way to North Baton Rouge. And what's on your heart? Why did you decide to run for Congress of District 2 of Louisiana?
Absolutely. So I've always had the plans that I would run for office. And had this special election come up, of course, with the advancement of one Cedric Richmond to the Biden administration in the White House. And so it prompted an opportunity. It's what I fervently believe, that whenever change happens, it's young people who are at the forefront of revolution. And so I very imperative for young people to be decisive over the decisions that are being made and be a part of that framework about decisions that are being made that will ultimately affect them and people like them as well. And qualified to run at 24 years old. I met the constitutional minimum on February 13th, my birthday. So I'm now 25 till I'm able to run and sit and hold the seat. And so that's something invigorating. But nonetheless, people are tired of old politics, as am I. And people are just needing a catalyst for real change and transformation. I tell people all the time, I'm not bossed, I'm not bought, and I'm not for sale. So I speak with this passion and I speak with this transparency because I understand the needs of those who I am running to represent.
Yes.
Represent the trans woman who fears her life just walking the streets. I'm running to represent the Black mother who is trying to keep food on the table while keeping her sons out of systemically induced data pools. I'm running for the undocumented person seeking asylum. I'm running for the grandparent who's rationing what medicines to take because they're on a fixed income. I'm running for Black men who look like me, who still fears their interactions with police officers on a daily basis. And so this fight is personal. You're looking at one with a challenged credit score. You're looking at one with student loan debt. You're looking at one with a college degree and a full-time salary job, but without health insurance because it would take too much out my check just to survive. And then I also make too much money to qualify for government-sponsored programming or Medicare for all, which I do support. And so this fight is personal. And so I'm this thing because there are people whose stories reflect and resemble mine who've been too long neglected and need a champion on their behalf.
And you referred to your full-time job. What is you do for a living, Jay?
Absolutely. So I'm employed at Dillard University. I am an admissions counselor here at the university, and I'm very much so excited about the opportunity that I have to invest in the lives of young people, and then specifically it being my alma mater as I'm a graduate as well.
Yes.
It gives me very much so a state of peace that I am able to give someone else the opportunity that I had for their successful matriculation throughout life.
Well, I could hear your heart for the people who live in District 2, and it's very a big, huge district, and I know where Dillard University is and everything. But look, good people watching The Better Life, you heard Jay and his heart, and we'll be right back to hear Brother Jay talk more about what needs to happen in District 2 of Louisiana, U.S. Congressional District. We'll be right back. Welcome back to A Better Life. I'm your host, Hank Hennigan, and we're here again with Mr. Jay Christopher Johnson. Jay Johnson. Oh, JJ. Come on, brother. Hey,
I'm not Jimmy JJ Walker, but it's there.
All right, brother Jay, I felt your heart there in our first segment of my show about what you really feel like that needs to happen in District 2. Won't you continue to just talk to the people there here watching A Better Life and tell them what you plan to do if elected to this congressional seat to represent them in Congress in Washington, D.C.?
Absolutely. And so I think that the first thing that's on people's mind is still COVID, right? And so even though that the American Rescue Plan was passed, the $1.9 trillion, in my opinion, it is very skeletal when we have people who are on the grounds every day who are still trying to scratch and survive to see how they're going to make it and make ends meet. And so I do support a $2,000 retroactive survival check extended 3 months beyond the pandemic. That needs to be drafted. period. I also support small business loan cancellation and support small business grant promotion, because how are we expecting these small business owners who already needed assistance to thrive in an economy that is still and so we also need to pay attention to what housing looks like, because when April 1st comes, it's not April Fool's Day, because the last day of the federal moratorium, it expires on March 31st. And so we need to make sure that we are prioritizing both tenant and landlord. And so I am proposing a mortgage deferment so that we can continue with the moratorium on the evictions, especially within residential communities. Housing is a human right. And we need to make sure that we are prioritizing housing. We have too much housing stock in District 2 where anyone, no one should be homeless.
Yes.
Unhoused.
Yeah, I was a director of the East Baton Rouge Parish Mortgage Finance Authority for 16 years to create mortgages for first-time home buyers. And when you see moms with children buy their first home at a very reduced mortgage rate, and families that go from renting their whole young adult life to be owning a piece of property that they can call home, and that the sons and daughters, this is my house, this is my, so I feel your heart on what you're projecting and what you want done. And being a former small business owner myself, making a payroll for these small business owners during this pandemic, whether it's a restaurant or a barbershop, whatever, it's tough.
Yeah. So we have to make sure that we are prioritizing the people who makes our world go round. That's the biggest thing. That's my priority, that we are hashtag prioritizing the people and all things that we're doing. Because I'm truly fighting for we the people. That's our whole basis and that's our whole premise. But aside from that, are we also noticing, even in New Orleans specifically, an astronomical mortality rate amongst Black mothers that needs to be addressed? Choice. And I don't feel like the government has a right to regulate a woman's body. I also advocate for funding to be provided for Black and Brown medical students to assist in the cultural aspect of the medical practice. And to reinvest a trust within the medical system itself. But specifically, even down here, there are three things that I want to address in the 2nd Congressional District that really affect the United States. One is the College for All Act, because I do believe in student loan debt cancellation. And so the College for All Act says that we're going to cancel student debt, that we're going to promote free college and provide funding for that by taxing the rich. And then it also projects that we will close the wealth gap between Blacks and whites by 60% within the next 10 years. We need to make that happen. Also, we need to make sure that we're passing the Equality Act, because there is nothing federally on the books that is protecting the LGBT plus community from discrimination. And so the act says that we will institute verbiage that will explicitly protect basic individuals based upon sexual orientation and gender identity. And the third one is the chemical corridor or Cancer Alley. For too long have the people who have been in that area been neglected, because we're concentrating more on the economy than we are about people's lives and prioritizing people's health. And so I do support a moratorium on the expansion of the fossil fuel industry in Louisiana 2nd Congressional District. But what I'm also doing is proposing the 1-for-1 Job Replacement Act, because for every job that I advocate to eliminate, because that's what I'm doing, because people's health is on the line, I'm also advocating for not the Green New Deal, but a Green New Deal, where we're having infrastructure jobs, tech jobs, and clean and renewable energy sources, so that we're not messing with the finances of those individuals who are still working at these plants. But we're prioritizing their health, and we are still making sure that the economy thrives in the state of Louisiana as a whole.
You know, when I was in college, I was married and with 2 children. And second half, 2 years of my college is when they instituted the college, or I got student loans. the happiest day of my life after I got out of school, graduated, married 2 children, and then got my first job. My happiest day of my life is when I really worked hard, several jobs to pay off my student loan debt.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's very, it's good that the government offers it. And, but I tell you what, to paying it off with a family is real hard to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that promotes a difficulty. And even me now, that's mostly affecting the younger generation and younger people. So me being a millennial, right, and looking at the astronomical rates that is being accumulated while one is in school, I don't think young people should have to have negative retaliation when trying to have an advancement in life, especially when our job market is calling to have an advanced degree. We should be meeting us, the people somewhere in the middle, so they aren't stifled by their economic mobility. They're able to get a house, able to get a car, and able then to contribute to the economy, because you can't get paid back with an IOU. If you don't have it to pay, you can get called all you want, get all the emails all you want, but if you don't,
Jay.
You don't have it to pay.
Well, and you're there at Dillard University, and you see what the young people need and families need in District 2, and it's very challenging. There's no doubt about it, especially with single moms, and they want the best for their children and want them to be educated. That may be something that they were able to get a good college education. So, closing out this segment, just speak to the young people watching The Better Life about, and you got about 45, 50 seconds here about getting an education.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I know is that education prompts and promotes one's liberation. And so education is that key and that tool in your toolbox that no one can ever take away from you. And so even pursuing just an advancement in life, don't even limit your education to being that and confined to a college education. If it is a trade for you, if it is a certification for you, whatever it is that will provide you with a livable wage, with the comfort to thrive and be successful, I support you in doing that. But I tell you to chase after what's yours. If it has your name on it, Destiny has my name on it, and I believe after what's mine.
All right, good people watching The Better Life. I know I was happy when I got my college diploma, and I know Jay was when he got his. And when these people graduate from Dillard or any other university around, it's a great piece of paper to have and hang up on the wall. Hey, good people watching The Better Life. We'll be right back with Mr. J. Christopher Johnson, Congress 2 candidate. Welcome back to A Better Life. I'm your host, Hank Kennigan, and as we've had the 2 previous sections, we got Mr. J. Christopher Johnson. Mr. J. Johnson, he's running for U.S. Congressman for District 2. Young man down in New Orleans, works for Dillard University. I've heard his heart. Jay, just tell us about what's happening this Saturday in District 2.
Absolutely. So we are very excited because this Saturday, March 20th, the people of Louisiana 2nd Congressional District have the opportunity to make history. And that's to put somebody in a seat that will work on your behalf, and not just a fighter, but somebody that you can send that is going to champion for the causes that truly concern you. There are people who email me all the time who said that their voices have been disregarded. I promise and I guarantee you that the individual who I am will not rest until the concerns of the people of Louisiana 2nd Congressional District are addressed. And so Saturday, you can vote for number 8 on your ballot for New Beginnings. That's
number 8.
Number 8. Make sure that you punch that key. I'm on the left-hand side at the bottom. All right. make sure that you're punching number 8 for new beginnings so that you have somebody who is actually going to prioritize your needs and no one who is vested in anything that's going to take them out of the alignment of fighting for the true needs of the people. And so I'm pretty excited to have the opportunity to be in this race. And to raise issues that would not have been addressed unless I threw my name in the ring. And so I tell people all the time, I'm issues driven, but I'm solutions based. And I can guarantee you that you will have an advocate on your behalf like never before in J. Christopher Johnson when you send me to Washington, D.C.
You know, Jay, when I heard your little slogan there, repeat your slogan, your solution.
Yes, issues driven, solutions based.
Yeah, issues driven. So, and we've covered just cover the top 3 or 4 issues that you think, as elected congressman, that you need to address for District 2, and then close out with your ballot number, was as ballot number 8. And get out to vote this Saturday, March the 20th. Go ahead.
Yes. So listen, make sure that if you haven't already gotten the information that you needed to get, that you can check it out on my website as well at jcjforcongress.com. And then you can also follow me on all social media platforms at
Repeat that again. Repeat that website.
Yeah, absolutely. That website is jcjforcongress.com. And then you can follow me on all social media platforms, Twitter and Instagram at jcjforla. And then you can also find me on Facebook at J. Christopher Johnson for Congress. But nonetheless, I am number 8 on your ballot. We're going to emphasize that number. In some contexts, people believe that the number 8 means new beginnings. And I definitely believe that the state of Louisiana, and more specifically, Louisiana's 2nd Congressional District, deserves somebody to give them a new beginning. Many stories about what people will do, and people have been providing illusions about the change that they will make. But when it comes to being bootstraps on the grounds, their presence is questionable. As it pertains to me being a grassroots organizer and being a community activist and being a servant of the people, I can guarantee you and give you the security to be rest assured that you will not be forgotten about. You matter, and it's past time that we understand that people comes before politics in all things.
Oh, that's good. People before politics. That is so right on. Go ahead.
I'm really just excited to do just that. Prioritize the people and fight for we the people. It's very much so evident that I'm including myself in this fight because I'm fighting for anybody who is somebody, and that's everybody, including both you and me. And so as I am fighting for the things that you need, I'm ultimately fighting for the things that I need as well. I'm not here in front of you. I'm not here behind you. I'm here right next to you, joined in, linked in with you, and in this fight with you together so that we can make the state of Louisiana and ultimately the 2nd Congressional District one where one has the ability to thrive, survive, and have an awesome time at life.
The 2nd Congressional District, U.S. Congressional 2nd District, runs from New Orleans up the river to the parishes connecting all the way up to North Baton Rouge. Is that correct?
That's correct. So we're encompassing 10 parishes. All right. So we're looking at parts of Jefferson Parish. We're looking at Orleans Parish. And just as if you were saying, going up the Mississippi River, especially going through Cancer Alley, you look at St. John, St. James, you keep going up.
Sure.
East Baton Rouge, and so it spans a lot. It spans a lot. But nonetheless, you need somebody who is actually going to respond to your emails, who's going to respond to your calls even now. So as I've been running, I've been making sure that I have been getting back personally with everybody who has been trying to reach and connect with me, because I understand what it means when you want to connect and interact with that person who is representing you or going to represent you. So we have to have access to the people.
So give them your website again and how they can get involved. And when is the election?
Absolutely. So once again, number 8 on your ballot, everyone. My website is JCJFOR Congress, JCJ4Congress.com. My social media handles are JCJFORLA. And then you can also email me if you have any questions as well at jcjforla@gmail.com, because I want to interact with you. I want to get to know you, and I want to hear any voice concerns that you may have so we can work together a solution together. But make sure that you are at the polls this Saturday, March 20th, and cast your vote for number 8, J. Christopher Johnson, fighting for we the people.
There you go. Good people watching A Better Life. I've heard Jay's heart and, him working at Dillard University there and graduated from there. Is that correct, Chris?
That's correct. That's correct.
And he knows what it means for a young man and young lady to get a great college education, and so they can continue growing. And what I like to say, Chris, Jay, Jay Christopher.
It's all there.
And there you go. What I like to say is, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. So good people, get out to vote this Saturday, March the 20th. What ballot number are you?
Number 8, number 8, number 8, number 8, number 8. If you haven't seen it, 888, 888.
New beginning, yes, new beginnings. Thank you, Jay Christopher Johnson. All right, good people watching A Better Life. Thank you for tuning in. And as Jay said, get out and vote tomorrow for number 8, the U.S. Congressional District number 2 here in Louisiana. Thank you for watching Better Life. And Christopher, I pray that all will go well for you Saturday, March the 20th. And thank you for watching A Better Life.
Thank you, Hank.